Hello and welcome to another review by the Dynamic Duo, and this time we shall be looking at episode 1 of Sherlock. Yes, I'm continuing my Sherlock reviews. So, let's look back on the pilot. As you know, Sherlock the pilot only had a 60-minute time run, and the BBC liked it so much, it extended that time run to 90 minutes. Now, Sherlock is an hour and a half. And we also have time to meet more characters. We get to see the development of Sherlock's character and John Watson's character. Let's get introduced to Martin Freeman, who most people might know as Bilbo for the Hobbit movies. And now he's on Omni payment, I think that's what you call it. And he cannot survive on that money. He needs to get a roommate to have a more affordable place. So he runs into his old friend, and he sends John Watson to meet Sherlock Holmes. So far this show is beginning. We're getting introduced to all the main characters, but there's also a crime happening. There has been some unexplained suicides, but it turns out they are not suicides. Someone has been killing these people and making them look like it's been suicide. And Sherlock is on the case. Now, Sherlock is played by Benedict Cumberbatch. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he does a great job. Like, Sherlock in the classic books is supposed to be an old man, but here you see the excitement, the spirit of a psychopath. That's what Sherlock is, basically, a psychopath that doesn't murder anyone. And the way Benedict portrays this character, it's just so alive. Like those moments where there's supposed to be like this serious talk, and Sherlock doesn't care what's going on. He just wants to prove that he's the most clever person in the room. So, and when he first meets John Watson, it's a great scene. Like, he already knows he's a soldier because of the military haircut, the limp he used, it's just amazing how he knows everything. Like most people might know from Robert Downey Jr.'s portray, we have him think of what he's going to do in the Sherlock movies. But Benedict does it differently. We zoom in on those scenes, like those little touches that no one would notice. Like, that's something unique about Sherlock. So, Sherlock tells John to meet him at 21 Baker Street, and we get introduced to Miss Hudson. So, her character hasn't changed much since the pilot. She's still that house lady / landlord. That's basically her character. She's just there for the funny lines, basically. So Sherlock gets contacted by the police, by Lestrade, whose character hasn't changed either since the pilot. He sends Sherlock to the scene of the crime, and Sherlock takes Watson with him. So John and Sherlock get into a cab, and John asks him how he knew all that stuff about him. So this is a scene that I really like. We get to see what it's like to be in Sherlock's mind, but also see this from John's point of view. Now, one thing, like when we are looking into how Sherlock thinks, like how he explains how he knew all this stuff about John, the camera zooms into the scenes we first saw when they first met, into how Sherlock knew John was a soldier. I like the editing. I like how the camera just twists, zooms into the things that Sherlock is describing are simple to him. How he knew all these details about John just by looking into the tiny parts of his character, of his clothing, like that, like his hairstyle too. And I really like how Benedict performs this scene, like how he's so calm, how he goes through this super fast. And I also like the build up to this, like how we are supposed to think like John Watson, how we have all the same questions as he does. Like, how does Sherlock know this? And this was a great moment in the episode. One of the best, a highlighted moment throughout the episode. So after they get to the crime scene, Sherlock goes all Sherlock, like he's excited, he has a challenge, he leaves the crime scene, and John is supposed to walk back by himself. But then he gets contacted and meets a character played by Mark Gatiss, who is co-showrunner. Like, I don't know if Mark Gatiss can act, but his portrayal of Mycroft Holmes, yes, Mycroft Holmes, is pretty well done. He performs that gentleman-like figure, like one of those persons that knows they're better than everyone. I like that. So, yeah, and I also like how they pretend it to be Moriarty. I thought that was a great part. Like, when I first saw this, I thought he was Moriarty to then. So, after John gets back to the flat, he learns that Sherlock has found the girl's missing stuff, and now they have a way to track the person, because the phone is missing. That means now they can track the phone by GPS. And it turns out the killer is the taxi driver, the person that we're supposed to trust. Like, Stephen Moffat has done a great job with Doctor Who by making the normal things scary, like shadows, clocks, children, statue, Wi-Fi, snowman. He's well done. He is best known for making the normal stuff scary, and he does this with Sherlock. How he makes the taxi something we're supposed to feel safe, a person that we're supposed to trust to get us to the place we want to. Like, you would never expect it to be the taxi driver. And this is a great moment. And the portrayal of the taxi driver, I forgot the actor's name, but I know he was in Doctor Who. Like, this actor does a great job for the performance. We are supposed to feel a bit sad for him because he has children and he is dying. So every time he kills someone, this person he's working for puts down like a few $100s into a bank account for his children. And this is what drives this character, and I like that. And the final scene between like Sherlock and the taxi driver is a great scene. Like, these two are both on equal levels. They're equal intelligence. They're as clever as each other. So the taxi driver reveals how he makes the people who take the pill that kills them. He either threatens them with a gun, that is fake by the way, and force them to choose a pill. And whichever pill, the one that kills people or the one that does nothing, and they're supposed to choose. And a taxi driver takes the pill that the person doesn't choose. And this is an interesting way. He is basically just trying to prove how clever he is, just like Sherlock. And this is a nice similarity with these two characters. So so he would take the pill that could lead to his death, or could could keep him alive. Right now, he is dying. So, like, he's dying from this disease and has nothing to lose. So during this moment, during this time, John noticed Sherlock is gone and chases after the GPS of the phone, of the woman's phone, and arrives at the college where these two characters are, and he races to find where Sherlock and the taxi driver is. And right now, Sherlock's thinking, should he take the pill? Like he thinks he knows which pill is the pill that would keep you alive. And because he's Sherlock, he wants to prove how clever he is. So while John is racing through the building, he finds Sherlock, but he's on the other side of this college. So Sherlock's about to take the pill, and John shoots the taxi driver. Now, because he cannot prove that he's the smartest person in the room, because the taxi driver is dying now, he forced the taxi driver to reveal who paid him, who put the money in the bank account. And he reveals it's James Moriarty, which sets up a plot for the entire season from here. And the final moments when the police arrive, and how Sherlock and John how Sherlock and John enjoy each other's company. Like, they are becoming good friends. Like Sherlock thanks him for saving his life, and John is getting to know Sherlock. He tells Sherlock that he just wants to prove how clever he is and doesn't care if anyone gets hurt. Then Mycroft arrives, and we learn he is Mycroft, and that's basically it. Sherlock and John head out to get some food. So overall, I found this episode, like, I don't like crime dramas that much, but Sherlock is something that is so interesting, that is so amazingly written, that keeps you on the edge of your seat, that gives you characters that you enjoy watching, characters that you care about, and a plot that is so simple you won't get it on the first viewing. And I really like how they made something that's in your everyday life, something scary. I give Sherlock, A Study in Pink, a 9 out of 10. So, this has been my Sherlock reviews, and next time I will be reviewing episode 2 of season 1. So next time, I'm the Dynamic Duo.